Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. I thought I'd put together a little video of 30 albums that I think that you should know about. A lot of people ask me recommendations for psychedelic and hard rock albums, and so I just went through my collection and pulled out 30 that I just think are absolutely phenomenal smokers. If you're a guitar player, you're going to love this video. This is some heavy guitar stuff. And you know, go easy on me a little bit on the psychedelic. You know, a lot of people use that term on albums that really aren't psychedelic. Some of these are hard rock albums, some of these are blues albums, some of these are psychedelic albums. But one thing they all have in common, they're going to melt your face off. They're that good. So starting off strong, this is one of my absolute favorite albums of all time. This is called Morgan. The band name is Morgan, and the album's called Morgan. From a man named Steve Morgan put this thing together. Long Island band. This is in my top 10 favorite albums of all time, definitely. Not only does it just smoke and has some killer guitar riffs, but it's actually a great album with some great songs on it. This is one you're not going to want to miss. Morgan. And the original pressings are like super hard to find. I'm so glad I found an original press. But they have some good reissues of it also. This is called The Sacred Mushroom. This is another one, the reissues, probably the way to go. This one's a hard one to find. Sacred Mushroom is just a face melter of a psychedelic rock album with some heavy fuzz guitar on it. That cover is very descriptive of what it actually sounds like. This is an absolutely incredible album. If you've never heard of this, The Sacred Mushroom is one to check out. T2, It'll All Work Out in Boomland. This is a kind of a crazy album. It's some deep psych. It doesn't have like fuzz guitar all the way throughout, but a few of the tracks on this album are really, really good fuzz rock, heavy guitar. Great work on that one. Frantic Conception. This is a really good acid rock, hard rock, amazing soaring guitar solos. This is one that's high energy. It's incredible. Frantic Conception. Great album. So it's called The Savage Resurrection. The first track on this is called Thing in E, and it is an absolutely amazing track. This is a psychedelic classic. If you've not heard this album, The Savage Resurrection is one that you're definitely going to want to hear. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. I know a couple people that say this is their favorite album ever. And it's high up on my list too. Very good. The Savage Resurrection. This one's called May Blitz. I've showed this in a couple other videos, but May Blitz is just a really good hard rock album. Very well done. It's got some great guitar work on it, as all of these do. This is the one I won't talk about too much, but this is called Mighty Baby. This one is just an absolutely amazing album. It leans a little bit more towards prog. But it has just some heavy riffs on it. Just a really amazing album. Like I said, this is one of my favorite. Several of these albums are in my top 10 of all time. This is one of them is in my top 10. This one's called Pugsley Mun. Pugsley Mun was a blues rock band. They were high schoolers, and they got signed to this J&S record label, which was known for soul. But they wanted to try something new, so they got these kids. They very poorly managed them. The kids designed their own album cover. They say that they lost the design and they put this together. They released it too soon. They didn't get to, you know, the album wasn't mixed the way they wanted it, so they really took advantage of these kids. But Pugsley Mun, I believe, is actually still playing around in the area. I can't remember exactly where they're from, but they're a local band somewhere, and they play around the area, so they're still around. But this is an incredible, raw blues rock album, and don't let the fact that they're in high school throw you off. These kids can freaking rock, and this is a great album. You do not see it very often. Usually it's between $75 and $100 when you do see it, and this is a great album. Pugsley Mun, just like you. This is one called Gracious. The original UK copy of this has a white cover with a black exclamation point on it. There's another cover also that has like a stained glass window on it. But this is a really great heavy psych album. This one's absolutely wild and crazy, amazing stuff. Gracious is an album you're not going to want to sleep on. Randy Holden, Population 2. If you follow me in any way, shape, or form, you know I love this album. Randy Holden played briefly with Blue Cheer on their album New and Improved. This is a great album that he put together. He only played on half of that album. He quit Blue Cheer because they wasn't paying him right. I did a whole interview with him on my podcast and on my YouTube channel. You can go back and look at that. But this is an incredible album. A lot of people consider this as the first Doom album. It's great, heavy metal, heavy guitar, killer stuff. Randy Holden, Population 2. So this one is called Barbed Wire Sandwich by a band called Black Cat Bones. This is an incredible, almost pre-super group. A lot of these guys came from the band Free and the band Hound, which I'm going to show next. But this is one of these amazing albums. This is in my top 10 also. That just the first time I heard this record, I'm like, man, my mind is blown. I could not believe how amazing it was. This is an original U.S. press on PIP. But this is one that you're really going to want to find. Really heavy, raw blues rock. It's just an incredible album. It's got some great songs on it. This is a really killer album. And I was talking about Hound. This is Growers of Mushroom. This is notoriously one of the most expensive albums you can look for. This is between $4,000 and $6,000. The original pressings. This is a reissue, obviously. I'm not going to pay that. But this is an absolutely amazing album. If you're going to pay $6,000 for an album, this is one I kind of get it. It's great, hard and heavy blues psych rock. It's really great. Hound. Some great players on there. This is some South American blues rock. This is called Deist Day Blues. Really, really great stuff. This is impossibly rare. This is an original Uruguay press. I don't know how many of these were ever actually released, but these, the first pressings are super rare. The second pressings have a different cover, and there's even like some third and fourth pressings. Any way you can get this album, get it. If you like blues rock, this is some hard and heavy, raw blues rock, some great fuzz guitar, but it's just straightforward blues. It's heavy. It's amazing. Just incredible guitar work on this. This is just one of my absolute favorites. And this is another one. This is Papo's Blues. This is from South America also. Papo is an amazing guitar player. And Papo's Blues, they had like volume 2, 3, 4. He came out with a bunch of them. I don't know how many there are, but this is the one to have. This is an incredibly rare promo copy, original pressing. But Papo's Blues is just amazing, hard blues rock. That's something you're going to want to find. This is called Zior or Zior. I'm not really sure. But they just came out with a reissue of this in 2019. Previously, it was impossible to find. Even the bootlegs were hard to find. But the original pressings of this go for about $500. This is an incredible, hard and heavy, deep, almost Black Sabbath-esque psychedelic hard rock. This is one that's amazing. You're really going to find this if you like that type of thing. Zior is one that you're not going to want to miss out on. This is one I've shown a little bit on my channel. This is called Arzachel. It's an amazing album from members of a bunch of different bands. Anyways, but Steve Hillage may be best known on this, but this is an incredible psychedelic rock album. Absolutely unbelievable. This next one, Stoned Age Man by a band called Joseph. Joseph was a guy, a very interesting individual. There's not a whole lot known about this album, but he got in the studio and I think they recorded it in one take. It's wild and crazy. It will be like if Jim Morrison was 10 times crazier. This guy's amazing. He's just crazy vocals. The songs are nuts. One song on here is called I Ain't Fattening No Mo Frogs and Snakes. Next one's called Gold Biscuits and Fish Heads. That's going to give you a little bit of an idea of what you're getting yourself into if you put this on. But this is a great album. Killer guitar work. Insane vocals. It's great. Next I'm going to delve a little bit into some Japanese hard rock. First one here is, it's from Blues Creation, Demons and 11 Children. This is a killer, very well put together, hard psychedelic rock album. I cannot say enough good things about this one. It's extremely hard to find. This is a reissue I just recently got, but it's very much worthwhile, very worth getting. This next one is a Flower Traveling Band. The name of the album is Satori. This is another one. This is an original Japanese pressing. This is Japanese hard rock. Very, very much along the lines of Black Sabbath. This is very well put together. This is an incredible album. Every single time I put it on, it blows my mind. It's just phenomenal. Flower Traveling Band. This next one's called Ancient Greece. Women and Children First. The UK pressing of this has a different cover. It's like a blue cover. This is another one, just really killer, hard blues riffs, fuzz riffs, just really killer stuff. Amazing album. Really, really good. The next one is called Fraction Moonblood. This band, Fraction, is a Christian band. They only put out 200 original pressings of this, and they're like $3,500 each, probably. And they're, like I said, incredibly rare. This is a reissue, but this one it's a Christian hard rock band, and you would not know these guys were Christian. They do not seem like the church-going type of folk, but this is absolutely mind-blowing when you listen to it. It really is going to put you in an alternate state of mind. It's insane. Great stuff. This is one of those that I can't even describe. It's amazing. This is one also in my top 10. It's called Dragonfly. Most people have never heard of this, I think, until Record Store Day earlier this year reissued this album. It's called Dragonfly. The name of the band is called The Legend, although you would not know that because it doesn't say The Legend anywhere on this album. But the name of the band was The Legend. They were very mismanaged. The guy who owned this Megaphone label, he basically screwed them. Their first album, they had to follow all these rules, and they were really frustrated. They were very artistically strapped. They couldn't do anything they wanted. So with this album, they said, we're going to walk if you do not let us do what we want to do. And so they kind of gave them the freedom to make their own album how they wanted to. And this is wild and crazy, hard and heavy blues rock. It's amazing. This is an original press on Megaphone. The original pressings are super hard to find. I found this a few years ago, got a killer deal on it, but this is a really great album. It's called Dragonfly. This is another one, Granicus, really killer hard rock album. Great guitar work on here. This goes along with the other ones. It matches very well. Granicus. This is one called Jerusalem. Really great. This is another one that's along the lines of Black Sabbath, early Black Sabbath stuff. This came out in 1972. The original pressings of this go for about $300. They're incredibly hard to find. This is a reissue. This one I highly recommend you guys look into. Really great if you've not heard of this. It's one of my favorite records. It's called Jerusalem, and you can usually find it if you type in Jerusalem 1972. But this is another one. It's kind of hard to find, but this one is just incredible hard rock. This next one, Truth and Jeannie. It's called Truth and Jeannie. This one's called Truth and Jeannie Erupts. This is a reissue, or it's a re-release of some like live material and studio outtakes and stuff. But Truth and Jeannie's first album was called No Rest for the Wicked, and those go for about $750. So they're a little bit out of my price range for what I'm comfortable paying for a record, but this is a great record. A little pro tip, there's a website called rockadrome.com, and they carry a lot of this hard rock stuff. You can get these, I think, for $25 on that website. And sometimes they'll go out of stock, but then like maybe a week later they'll have them back. So just keep your eye out if they're out of stock. But this is called Truth and Jeannie. Some insane guitar work. The first time I heard this album, I was like, oh my gosh, where's this been my whole life? It's amazing. Really great stuff. Gotta find that. This is a definitive one that you're gonna, if you get into this hard rock, psychedelic rock type of thing, very much you've probably seen this. This is called Yesterday's Children. Amazing guitar work. Just an absolute mind-blowing album. This is one you absolutely gotta find. You gotta have it. Yesterday's Children. It's incredible. This one's one I got on Rockadrome's website. And a little shout out, there's a series that, there's a channel called Just Add Vinyl that he does. It's called I think it's called 70s Hard and Heavy, and he talks about a bunch of hard rock and stuff and albums and stuff from the 70s, and this is one that I discovered from that channel. This is a band called JPT Scare Band. Let's see what JPT Scare Band was a band from, I think, 1970, 72, 74, something like that. And they never issued anything on vinyl till like I think like the early 90s. And when they did not have enough covers for all the records. They did like the silk screen thing, and I think some of the covers got destroyed, something like that. But anyways, this is an original pressing, but it just doesn't have a cover because a lot of them don't. And you can get these on the Rockadrome website, I think for like 25 bucks, something like that. But this is an album, I'm telling you, if you don't listen to any of these other albums, this is one, if you're a guitar player, this is going to be your dream. This is an incredible album. I sent this to a friend of mine last week, and he's like, man, I cannot believe how good this is. This is blowing my mind. This one is going to just, you're going to be speechless. It's absolutely amazing. Just killer guitar stuff. Just amazing, killer, soaring guitar solos. The guys, they were crazy. They're called Scare Band because they freaking scare people with their rock and roll. It's amazing. This is one a little bit on the cheaper side of all this. It's called SRC. This is their self-titled record. This is one that is just a killer record. You can find it for about 30 bucks, maybe 40. And it's just a very good, hard psychedelic album. And they have the SRC has 3 albums. This is the best one, self-titled. The first track on here is called Black Sheep, and that track is melodic as heck. You hear it's going to be stuck in your head. It's amazing. But Black Sheep is one of my favorite songs in the world. But this album, SRC, is a must-find. If you're just starting out and you're like, man, I want some of these on vinyl, but they're too expensive, look for this one. It's not too hard to find, and it's not too expensive. This is one on the almighty Vertigo label. This is called Warhorse. Red Sea. Now, Warhorse has a self-titled record. I actually don't have that one. That one's killer too. This is a really great album. This one I don't see it shown very much, but this is just an amazing hard rock album with some incredible guitar work on it. It's called Warhorse Red Sea. This next one's called Freedom Through the Years. The original U.S. pressings, I believe, are on Atlantic. This is a UK Vertigo pressing of this. This is an incredible hard rock album. This is one that's actually the ones that are on Atlantic, their original US, you can get those for about 20 bucks. They're not that hard to find. And they are incredible guitar work on those things. It's screaming psychedelic greatness. It's really good stuff. And it's early 70s hard rock. It's actually, I wouldn't even call it psych. I'd call it early 70s hard rock. But it's a really great album. And the last one I'm going to show is one that you gotta have. It's just called Orangutan. I think they recently did a reissue of this. You can get it for about 25 bucks on eBay. This is a reissue that I actually got from our buddy High Octane Revival. His new channel is called Fuzzface45. Thank you so much, Garner, for this. But the Orangutan, just a really great, another one that's just wild and crazy psychedelic hard rock. It's another one you're going to want to hear. You won't believe it. The original pressings are, I think they're about $250. So they're not, $1,000 or anything, but they are tough to find, and they always have terrible ring wear, and they're always really expensive. So the reissue might be the way to go on this one. That's the way I went for now, but Orangutan is a killer one. So thank y'all so much for watching this video. I just want to put that together. Hope you guys got some good recommendations off of that. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I've got a bunch of links below. You can click on our website. You can buy these hats, shirts, and stickers. I actually have Noble Records has an Instagram page, but what some people might not know is I have another Instagram page called Find This Record, where I post like all my really rare, hard to find, incredible psych records that so that's something that you can kind of follow. That I continually do that. I post about a record a week on there, so it's not real active. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to hear some feedback if you guys liked this video or not. If you looked up anything that you really liked, or if you've already known some of this stuff and all that. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.